Hi everyone and welcome back to today's morning report on Tuesday, 22nd of March with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Handset Markets. Let's look at cable now, and we've just had out this UK inflation data. Came in broadly in line with expectations, slight dip on the headline data, or slight underperformance of expectations, 0.3% versus 0.4% expected. But the core data came in line with market expectations at 1.2%. Initially, let me actually just show you. You've got the hourly chart here, but let's show you the 1 minute chart. Initially, you had a very slight dip back, about 10 pips, and then we've actually rallied since then about 45 ticks off those lows. So the market's taken it as relatively positively, but I think ultimately the market is reacting off these Brussels attacks today. The initial sort of sell-off that we saw early on today in front of the inflation data sort of dragged cable lower by quite a long way actually, but subsequently we're rebounding as the markets are sort of just unwinding the initial knee-jerk reaction. I talked about the fib retracements in the morning report, and the fact that it hadn't, or the fact that 4280 was a pretty decent level, because it actually coincided with the old sort of breakout pivot and also the 50% fib level. We dipped below that, we're back above it again. 4250 was the reaction low following on from the initial move from the concern for the terrorist attacks. So 4250 comes in as your support now, and the market's just unwinding that move now. So that the overhead resistance comes with the old support. So 4360 comes your sort of support that comes in now. These sort of reaction lows from yesterday and early today. So we've got that holding on now, 4360, so that becomes your resistance. And 4410, which is that old pivot level on the daily chart, 4410. So again, which 4410, interestingly enough, which is there or thereabouts, not too far off becoming today's high. So it's interesting that we're seeing this sort of slide here, and we need to see this support holding on really. This terrorism attack does slightly change the whole aspect of this chart because it gives it a more negative slant. And it'll be interesting to see if these momentum indicators can hold up really. They're sort of just turning over now, aren't they? The hourly stochastic, the daily stochastics, the MACD line's turning over at neutral, the RSI as well. So if we start to see the RSI back below 45, I think that would be pretty much again the rally lost momentum rolling over. Probably going to retest that $1.4050 support low that came just prior to the Fed announcement. And obviously, if the stochastics sort of break below this sort of reaction low that we saw mid-March as well. And I think this is a bit of a sort of a changeable chart at the moment. It's a bit messy. There's quite a large degree of uncertainty, I think, with how this one's playing out. Certainly in light of these terrorist attacks as well. So it's not really an easy chart to play around with, I think, at the moment. But obviously we just got to talk about the supports initially, 4250, resistance initially 4360. And just play it from there. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.